$400. That's it. That is the razor-thin line between financial stability and total chaos for the average person watching this right now. One car repair, one ER bill, one broken water heater, and an entire life's work collapses like a house of cards. But here's the part they aren't telling you. Average in 2026 isn't just a status. It's a financial suicide mission. Look around next time you're in line at the grocery store, the guy in front of you tapping a gold-plated card, the woman scrolling on a brand new iPhone 17. Statistically, 6 out of those 10 people are exactly one flat tire away from losing everything. Most people are walking around with realities that look nothing like their Instagram filters. They aren't getting ahead, they're just the best-dressed people on a sinking ship. Today I'm pulling back the curtain on 10 jaw-dropping stats that prove the middle class is being quietly vaporized. Stat number 1 will hit you like a slap. Stat number 6 will make you genuinely angry. And stat number 10? That one carries a number so quietly devastating it will permanently rewire how you think about your bank account. Are you average or are you done being average? Stay locked in because I'm giving you the Wealth GPS, the exact roadmap to ensure you don't become just another statistic. Let's get into stat number 1. This is where the average person's financial tragedy begins, right at the top of their paycheck. The Bureau of Labor Statistics says the median worker earns about $52,000 a year. On paper, that's a respectable middle-class life. But here is the immediate payoff. Once Uncle Sam takes his cut for federal taxes, Social Security, and Medicare, that decent salary evaporates. Your take-home pay isn't $52,000. It's likely closer to $38,000. That leaves you with less than $3,200 a month to cover a roof, a car, food, and your sanity. The average life is built on a foundation that shrinks by nearly 30% before it even hits your bank account. You aren't crazy for feeling like you can't get ahead. The math is literally designed to keep you at zero. And if you think that's brutal, wait until you see what stat number 2 does to your savings account. But the paycheck is just the symptom. Stat number 2 is the actual disease, the $1,000 fragility wall. Most people think their problem is an income gap. It's not. It's a stability gap. The shocking truth, 70% of Americans cannot handle a $1,000 emergency from their savings. Think about that. A single broken water heater or a blown transmission isn't just an inconvenience. It's a financial catastrophe that triggers a years-long debt spiral. This creates a constant background hum of stress that paralyzes your ability to take risks or invest. You're living on a knife's edge and you know it. If you're ready to stop living on that edge and start building a life that's actually bulletproof, hit that subscribe button and drop a like. What would be a wired for money move? Open a vault account, not a savings account, a vault. Automate a fixed transfer every payday. It is untouchable and non-negotiable. That is how you break the wall. But while the $1,000 wall is scary, stat number 3 reveals the massive lie you're being fed every day of the week. Let's address the elephant in the room. Your social media feed is a digital crime scene. You see your old high school friends posting from overwater bungalows in Bali or leaning against a brand new SUV. You feel behind. You feel like you're failing. Stop. Here is the brutal truth they're hiding behind the filters. The median net worth for Americans under 35 is a measly $14,000. That luxury lifestyle you're envying, it's almost certainly financed by the average household debt of $140,000. They aren't making it. They are drowning in a sea of high-interest credit just to keep up appearances. They are playing a game of look rich, which is the fastest way to stay broke forever. To actually be in the top 10%, you don't need a Gucci belt. You need a net worth of $1.2 million. The truly wealthy don't care about impressions. They care about ownership. While the average person is buying likes with their debt, the wealthy are buying time with their assets. Are you building a stage for an audience that doesn't care about you, or are you building a fortress for your future? This is non-negotiable. Your driveway is likely hiding a debt debacle. We see brand new SUVs everywhere, but have you ever stopped to wonder how people actually afford them? Here's the dark secret the dealerships don't want you to know. Over a quarter of all car trade-ins today are underwater. That means 1 in 4 people you see on the road owes more on their loan than the car is actually worth. Instead of paying it off, they roll that old debt into a new 84-month loan. It's a silent epidemic of negative equity where the debt follows them like a shadow, growing larger with every upgrade. They aren't driving a $40,000 car, they're driving a $55,000 mistake. They are literally paying interest on a car they don't even own anymore. It's a cycle of financial self-sabotage that ensures you never, ever own your life. But this is not the only thing bleeding you dry, because while you're focused on the thousands leaving your garage, there's a black hole quietly siphoning off hundreds of dollars from your bank account every single month without you even noticing. Let me ask you a question that might make you sweat. Do you know exactly how much left your bank account in subscriptions last month? Most people guess around $80. They think they're in control. They aren't. The actual number is a staggering $219 a month. These charges are designed to be frictionless, specifically engineered to be so small they don't trigger emotional pain. They are vampire charges, quietly draining hundreds from your future for services you haven't touched in months. Over a decade, that invisible gap is $16,000, enough for a down payment or a literal life-changing investment, gone, vaporized. The move, run a 30-day subscription audit. If you haven't opened the app or used the service in the last month, kill it, immediately. Don't think about it, stop the bleeding. But while $16,000 is a painful loss, it's nothing compared to the absolute betrayal of stat number 6, the one stat that is going to make you genuinely angry at the system you've been told to trust. This is the one I promised would make you genuinely angry. If you've been told that working a good job and saving a little is enough to take care of you in your 60s, you have been lied to. The system isn't broken. It's performing exactly how it was designed, to keep you working until the day you die. Fidelity reports the average 40-year-old has about $77,000 saved. To retire with even a shred of dignity, you should have $300,000 by that age. That means the average person, at the absolute peak of their earning power, is $222,000 behind schedule. But it gets worse. 1 in 4 Americans has exactly $0 saved. Nothing. Zip. A lifetime of labor, and they have nothing to show for it but a collection of receipts. And if you think Social Security is your safety net, wake up. The average benefit is $1,900 a month. In 2026, that doesn't buy freedom. It barely buys groceries and a utility bill. Average retirement isn't a golden sunset. It's a survival mission on a shoestring budget. You aren't retiring to a beach. You're retiring to a ghost town of missed opportunities and what-ifs. This should make you furious. It should make you want to burn the old roadmap and start building your own. Stat number 7 is going to show you the hidden blunder everyone is committing. This is perhaps the most heartbreaking statistic in this entire video. If you have a retirement account, listen closely. You might be losing thousands of dollars right now without even knowing it. Nearly 1/3 of people with retirement accounts leave their money sitting in cash. They did the hard part. They opened the account, they deposited the check, but they never actually selected an investment. Their money isn't compounding. It's losing value to inflation every single year. While the S&P 500 has delivered an average annual return of 10.5% over the last 30 years, these people are watching from the sidelines while holding a winning ticket they forgot to cash in. If your 401k is sitting in a money market fund, you aren't playing it safe. You are burning the most valuable asset you have, time. What's the wired for money action then? Check your allocations today. If you see cash or settlement fund, you're leaking your future. Next, we deal with an identity shift, moving from a saver who hoards paper to an investor who builds empires. Here is the most hopeful statistic in this entire autopsy. While the average person is trapped in a cycle of debt, the exit door is much smaller and closer than you think. You don't need a miracle, you need a cheat code. It's called the Rule of 72. Take your return rate, divide 72 by it, and that is exactly how many years it takes to double your money. But here is the part that will blow your mind. Small, almost invisible increases in your savings rate have the power to completely rewrite your family tree. Increasing your contribution by just 3% to 5% over 30 years is the literal difference between retiring with a measly $88,000 and retiring with over $1.8 million. The difference between starting at age 25 versus age 40 with the exact same $200 a month, a staggering $334,000 loss. Time doesn't just help money grow, time is the money. When that $1,000 emergency hits, most people don't reach for savings, they reach for plastic. The average household is currently dragging around a $9,000 balance at a staggering 25% interest rate. That means the average family is lighting $2,250 a year on fire just to exist. If you only make minimum payments, you'll be paying for that one emergency for 18 years and hand over $15,000 for a $6,000 problem. That is the real price tag of convenience. Look at your statement tonight. If you aren't paying it off in full, you aren't using a tool, you're hosting a parasite that is eating your future alive. Kill it first. This is the ultimate proof that the system is rigged against the uninformed. Americans have over $18 trillion sitting in major banks earning practically 0% interest. While high-yield accounts are paying 4.5%, the big banks are paying you 0.01%, while they lend your money out for 7% or 8%. You're giving the bank a free loan while inflation cannibalizes your purchasing power. You are literally funding their record profits with your laziness. Move your vault to a high-yield savings account today. It takes 5 minutes to stop being a victim and start being a predator. This isn't just about a bank account, it's the final identity shift from being used by the system to using it to build your empire. Normal is officially broke, but as of this second, you aren't normal anymore. You've seen the map, you've learned the rules to a game most people don't even know they're playing. None of these stats are a life sentence. Every single one is reversible the moment you stop being a passenger and start being the driver. If this video woke you up, hit that like button and subscribe to Wired for Money. Don't stop here. Watch this video next to learn the 1% habits that will permanently widen the gap between you and the average. The game is on, and now you're actually playing it to win.